Good morning, guys, and welcome to your Michigan Compass. Today is the very first day of our late summer vacation. Now I say late because it is almost the last week of August, but that comes with a little silver lining. 4 years ago, we took a trip and went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. We found out that the lines for the rides at Disney World were very short because a lot of kids had already gone back to school. Now, here's why that's important. We're in Sandusky, Ohio, the home of Cedar Point. I'll be covering that in my next video, but for this one, we're currently staying at the Crystal Rock Campground in Sandusky. It's a small campground, and it is clean. It's a little dated, but it works just fine. It's very inexpensive, and it keeps us close to 3 of the attractions we'll be going to while we're on this vacation. In this first shorter video, I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of Crystal Rock Campground, show you what it's like, and I might as well let the cat out of the bag. Not only are we going to Cedar Point, we're also going to their water park on one of the days while we're here. And lastly, we will be going to a wildlife drive-through safari. So be sure to watch the next several videos. I'm sure they're going to be great. Now, let's go take a look at the campground. And because we do want to get out of here quickly this morning, breakfast is a simple oatmeal and coffee. All right, guys, good afternoon. We're going to do a little walkthrough of the campground. I'll show you guys what it's like. I will tell you guys, I'm kind of impressed. It's very quiet, peaceful. There's a lot of trees surrounding us. If you look around, there's trees everywhere. They're mature trees. What I don't see is a lot of campers, and I think that plays into my theory that a lot of kids have already gone back to school and a lot of people are not camping right now, which is kind of a good thing for us since my daughter doesn't go back to school till after Labor Day. Just take a look and you guys can see there really isn't a lot of campers here right now. There's like nobody until you get towards the far end of the campground down that way, and most of these are full-size enclosed campers. Now, we do have a pop-up, but I don't see any of those down here. They're all enclosed campers, and it's a very good possibility that some of these are seasonal campers. They may not even be here because I haven't seen a whole lot of people out walking around the campground. Plenty of sites available. So far, the only drawback I've seen to this campground is a very minimal one, and that is the bathrooms. There's nothing wrong with the bathrooms. They're very clean. However, they are a bit dated and not very big. Aside from that, they're kept very clean and they work out just fine for us, so we have no complaints. Another thing I wanted to point out is you'll notice there's an antenna on top of the roof there, and they do have Wi-Fi here. And I don't know if it's just because there's nobody else in the campground right now, but it has been phenomenal. In case you're curious about the electrical hookups, they do have 30 amp as well as your average 20 amp. And each site gets a 30 amp and a 20 amp. So if you have to run 2 cords for something like we do, we have our 30, which we use for air conditioner, and the 20, which we use just for the lighting inside. It works out perfect. There's also a water spigot if you need water, and they also have sites that are equipped with sewer if you need a sewer as well. Of course, every site comes with a picnic table and a fire pit. Now, this is not a resort style campground, but they do have a few things. So if you're staying with kids and you're gonna spend a day or two in the campground itself, there are a few things to do. There is no pool here, keep that in mind. But if you're coming here, you're probably going to either Cedar Point or possibly to Kalahari for the day. So there's plenty of water parks around here. There's also Great Wolf Lodge, lots to do in the area. That being said, they do have a miniature golf course, and it looks like it's a modular style miniature golf course, but it still looks fairly nice. This looks like it's not that old, or it's well maintained. The concrete does not look that old, so I'm gonna guess maybe just a few years old. But there is miniature golf and a place to sit if you're not playing. Just across from the miniature golf, over here, they have a volleyball net. So if you wanted to get a group together, play some volleyball, that's definitely an option. And just past the volleyball net, over this way, they have a small basketball court area. And there's also a bench here as well. And if you're not concerned about being close to the bathroom, there are plenty of full shade sites here because they have a lot of mature trees and it's kind of backed up to the woods here. I know the nice thing about our spot, even though we are close to the bathroom, our camper is in the shade up until about 10 in the morning, which means we don't wake up to a hot box. Even with air conditioning, it's hard to keep up in the heat. And if you don't have a camper or a tent and you're not into that particular lifestyle, there are plenty of cabins here as well. I don't know what the cabins cost to rent. I can tell you, however, that renting a site for our camper was fairly inexpensive. It was $171. That's with tax and everything for 4 nights, 5 days, which isn't too bad because we are in Sandusky, home of Cedar Point. Over here, they have a cornhole area all set up for each side. And just the other side of that is the playground. It looks like this spot here is a community fire pit. Got some chairs set up here. And there's the sign. It says Crystal Rock Campground. Got a pavilion over here with some grills. I'm assuming those are community use. And there's also a swinging chair over here where you can sit and watch your kids play on the playground. They have a couple different structures over here. This smaller one for smaller kids. Some big swings over there. And a giant pirate ship for the kids to play on as well. There's also a sandbox over here. This is the back side of the office, and I should point out they do sell firewood here. It's $5. They also have ice. I did not buy ice here, so I don't know how much that is. There is a dishwashing station both here and on the other bathroom, so you don't have to set up a sink or plug in your water if you don't want to. And just around the corner there are bathrooms. Looking just across from the office here, there's a small arcade. Or maybe I should call it a game room. In here, you find pool tables, foosball, air hockey, ping pong, and they even have skee ball as well. A couple of chairs to sit in over here as well. And it looks like there was an arcade game here at one time. Looks like it was bowling. Well, it's not on and it looks a little beat up, so I don't think that's working anymore. And it says the hours here for this game room are 10 a.m. to office closing. I'm not sure what time the office closes. I want to say it's probably around 7 or 7:30 because we checked in on our first night a little bit late and they said they were going to be closing soon. And look at this. If you're one of those that loves to do the gem mining, you'll probably recognize these charts. There's all the gems. They probably sell bags in the office. And here's the mining area. Kind of like when they do this for kids. Not only is it cool looking, kind of adds something to the area, it's also something the kids will enjoy. Now guys, if you're wondering, how far is this from Cedar Point? It's about a 20-minute drive. And when I say 20 minutes, it's only 9 miles. But the 20 minutes is because it takes you through the city to get there. And the speed limit is about 35 miles an hour, which is a little slow. And trust me, you better watch the speed limit because I've seen several police cars off to the side of the road waiting to catch people. It's a busy area. It is Cedar Point. They get a ton of people going there, so you definitely want to make sure that you're following the speed limits. All right, guys, well, I stepped inside and I asked them about the cabins. The cabins run between $85 and $95 a night to rent, which isn't too bad. I've heard many places much higher than that, so that sounds reasonable. You have to bring your own bedding, and I think the price varies depending on what size cabin you get. They have them from 2 people all the way up to 6 people, so you have to bring everything with you. It does have a microwave, it has air conditioning, and there's also a small refrigerator, so that's all included. And also, mini golf is $3, and I don't know if we're gonna have time, but we're gonna try and squeeze a game in at some point. If we do, I'll show a little bit of that as well. Well, guys, we had a great time here at Crystal Rock Campground in Sandusky, Ohio. It fit our needs perfectly. It was fairly inexpensive and very close to the theme parks. If you're looking for a good campground in the area, I highly recommend Crystal Rock Campground. Our next video, Cedar Point. You're gonna wanna see that one. It's gonna be an awesome video. And following that, we've got the African Safari Wildlife Park, where we drive through part of the park and then we walk through another half of the park. And then after that, Cedar Point Shores Water Park. I know you guys love the water park, so that's coming up as well. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to click on that compass so you can stay subscribed to future videos just like this. And remember, adventure is just a short drive away.